let's go ahead and begin our practice today. Let's start laying down on your mat with your head facing the top of the mat, finding Shavasana. So you can bring the legs out long, let the feet fall open, arms at your sides, palms facing up or down. So if you're feeling a little depleted today, maybe palms facing up, inviting some energy in, calling in some energy. If you're feeling like you're a little scattered or anxious, maybe palms facing down towards the earth and grounding some of that energy out at the end of your day. And just taking a few moments to come into the quarters of your mat, come into the space, beginning to notice the breath as you arrive and just allow the breath to flow however it's moving today. Just breathing in and out and just noticing the natural movement of the body with your breath. Maybe as you begin to come into the space and turn the thinking mind off for now, and just coming into your inner world. Begin to just scan through the body and notice how you're feeling physically as you arrive. Just scanning through from the crown of your head down to the soles of your feet. And just noticing anywhere that feels tight or tense, as well as areas that feel open and soft. No judgment here. The practice today is about just letting your practice meet you where you are. Bringing your awareness to the heart space. And just thinking if there's an intention that you would like to set for your practice today or for your week ahead. Just setting that intention there. Let it land softly in the heart. And then we'll walk the feet in towards the hips, bending into the knees. And then feet come out towards the edges of the mat. We'll take a wide stance with our feet here. And then just take a couple of windshield wiper motions, allowing the knees to fall side to side. So just letting them fall maybe to the side on an exhale, and on the inhale, coming back through center, exhaling to the other side. Just taking a couple of moments here to begin to warm up the hips a little, get a little bit of movement in this space, and really feel into any sensations in our practice today and every day in our yin practice. Really being mindful about what we're feeling in the body. Finding that point of sensation is important, and then just allowing ourselves to be in that space, to hold in stillness for those few minutes in each pose. So we don't need to force our bodies to be anywhere other than where they're at today. Just allow the practice to meet you there. your next breath, coming back through center, we'll find a reclined butterfly pose. Walk the feet back down, bring the soles of the feet together, and let the knees fall open to the sides. Here you can use your blocks to support you. So finding your blocks at the top of your mat, just tuck them under the legs, maybe up close to the hips, and then letting the knees fall open, seeing how that feels. You can bring them to any height, so maybe bringing them up a little higher on one of the edges or having them on that widest surface area. And you just want to find that point where you begin to sense a sensation, maybe in the inner thighs or the low back. Just slowly coming into the practice, easing our way in here. And the feet can be closer towards the body or further out towards the bottom of the mat. So just find what feels right today in the moment. And then you can bring your hands to the belly or rib cage to connect with the breath, or bring them back down to your sides. Allow the back side of the body to just soften towards the mat. See if you can relax the face, the jaw. Maybe close the eyes or soften your gaze towards the sky. Use the hands to draw the knees in towards each other. Just help you come back through center. Release your blocks to the side. And then hug the knees in towards the chest and just take a little rock side to side here, rocking out the low back. And then we'll drop the feet back down to the mat, knees bent, feet hip distance apart. Then cross the right ankle over the top of the left leg, just behind the knee. So you're finding this figure four shape or reclined pigeon pose. And then drawing the right knee towards the back of your mat. So maybe just putting your hand on the inside of that thigh and gently opening the hip here. And just take a moment to notice if this feels okay, if it feels like you're sensing maybe a little bit of a stretch on the inner thigh or even into the right glute. We just want to find that point of sensation. We don't want to go too deep. If you're feeling like there's not a lot happening here, maybe think of keeping the same shape and drawing the legs in. So interlacing the fingers behind the left thigh, just drawing the legs in, holding that shape. This is just an option. There's no better place to be other than right where you begin to feel that sensation. So there's no need to pull them in if you're feeling a stretch there, and if you arrive here pulling the legs in and you feel like at any point this is too much, you can always come back to that first option. If you have the legs pulled in, just a little bit of arm strength here, interlacing the fingers and then just allowing the shoulders to soften down. Try to square the hips towards the sky so we're not leaning too far over to one side. And wherever you are, just taking a few moments to reconnect with the breath and to make any adjustments. Our breath is our first messenger that tells us if we're a little too deep into a pose or if our body is asking us to adjust. If the breath feels labored, see if you can back out a little bit and find that balance between effort and ease. If you have the legs pulled in, go ahead and release your grip and just let that left foot come back down to the mat. And then slowly uncross, planting the right foot back down. And then we'll just take a couple of windshield wiper motions here, back and forth. See how slow you can get with this movement. Try to keep the low back and the hips planted on the mat. And just let that movement be in the hip joint. Letting the knees fall wherever they fall. Wherever your range of motion is okay. And then we'll come back through center and we'll find that same shape on the opposite side. Crossing the left ankle behind the right knee and drawing the left knee towards the back of the room. Maybe gentle guidance with the hand. We're not really pushing, just gently guiding. Taking a couple of moments to notice what this side feels like. It might feel a little different. Maybe it feels more open, or maybe there's a little more tightness here. So just notice where you're feeling this. And if you'd like to draw the legs in on this side, you can. Reaching through and interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh. Squaring the hips towards the sky, making sure we're not leaning too far to one side. Let the shoulders soften down once more. Come back to the breath. Especially in these longer holds, it can be easy to get caught up in our thoughts, and our breath can be a messenger and an anchor. So anytime you begin to notice that your mind is wandering outside of the practice, and just being present with the body, being present with the breath, just gently invite it back. Noticing the movement of the breath or how it feels to breathe in the pose. If you have the legs pulled in, you can release your grip. Let that right foot come back down to the mat, and then we can all uncross and release. Option to take those windshield wiper motions or hug the knees in towards the chest and take a rock side to side. Your choice here. And from here, we'll find a supine twist. So just dropping the feet back down, feet hip distance apart. Press the feet into the mat and gently lift the hips and shift them over towards the left side of your mat, creating a little space to take this twist to the right. So hips to the left, knees fall to the right. And you can place blocks here for support, maybe between the knees, maybe one between the knees and one under the knees. And that'll lessen the twist and the load on the low back. So use your props as needed here. And then draw the left shoulder towards the mat. So we're just isolating this twist in the spine. Bring the arms out to a T. And then the gaze towards the left fingertips. So our gaze is coming opposite of our knees. Allow your awareness to land into the belly. Just feeling that movement of the belly with each breath, expanding a little on the inhale and softening on the exhale. And this is a great time to maybe think about anything that you would like to let go of before you begin your week. Letting go of any energy you're holding on to, that it's time to release. On your next breath, if you have your gaze towards the fingertips, come back through center and release any props to the side. Gently draw the knees back through center. Shift the hips and shoulders back into alignment. And just walk the feet towards the edges of the mat and let the knees fall in towards each other, finding constructive rest pose. We'll just take a few moments here, just allowing the spine to rest. This may be a good time to check in with any intention that you set. Just bringing it back into your awareness. Walk the feet back to hip distance apart. We'll take this twist into the other side. So pressing the feet in, lift the hips up. Shift them over to the right and let the knees fall to the left. And notice, just depending on your range of motion, you may need a little more or a little less support on this side. And just make adjustments as needed. Allow the shoulders to come as close as you can to having them both on the mat, and then bringing the arms out to your sides and bringing the gaze over the right fingertips. Bringing your awareness back into the belly, back to that sense of release and letting go. Even if it's just letting go of an idea of where you think you need to be today in your physical practice, in your mental, emotional, or spiritual practice. And just let the space meet you where you are. On your inhale, bring your gaze back through center. Draw the knees back through center and release your props to the side. Shift your hips and shoulders back into alignment and take any gentle movement here that would feel good to release. You can hug the knees in, you can take the windshield wipers, or even just stretch, reaching the arms up overhead, reaching through the fingers and toes. And in whatever way is intuitive to you, we'll come into tabletop pose. So maybe rolling to one side and then slowly coming up. You can use your blanket to cushion the knees. The knees come under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Palms press into the mat and tops of the feet press into the mat. We'll take some cat-cows here. Exhaling, dropping the crown of the head down, round through the shoulders as you press the mat away. Tuck the tailbone under, turn your gaze towards your navel. Inhale, tailbone swoops up, lower belly drops. Heart comes forward, gaze forward. Exhale into cat pose, rounding, turning inwards. Inhale into cat pose, dropping the belly, opening the front side of the body, gaze forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And just move through these at your own pace, taking your time, connecting your breath with movement. Coming back through center, we'll find child's pose, bringing the big toes to touch. Bring the knees towards the edges of the mat. Walk the hands back and sink the hips down towards the heels, or even bring a block under the hips. Sometimes that's helpful. You could even bring 2 blocks. Walk the hands out and bring the heart center and the forehead towards the mat. You could also bring the knees a little further in, draping the belly and chest over the thighs, and just letting the head hang heavy or come to a block or to the mat. So whatever feels most supportive here. Breathing into the belly. Each exhale, the hips just gently softening towards the heels. They don't need to touch. We're just thinking about them being heavier, grounding towards the earth. Let the mind soften towards the mat. Relax the jaw. See if you can slow the breath down. And really feel the breath move in the rib cage and the belly as it's slightly compressed here. Bring your gaze towards the fingertips and just shift your weight forward, coming onto the belly. Letting the legs come out long behind you and finding Sphinx pose. Belly to the mat, elbows under the shoulders. Forearms press into the mat and shoulder blades draw together, sending the heart forward. If this is sensitive on the lower back, you can bring the arms further out towards the edges of the mat or further up, or even come all the way down and just cross the forearms and rest your forehead. So again, just finding that point of sensation where you can feel the pose in the body, and then allowing yourself to soften into that space. The heart center gently draws forward. Just think of sending the energy of your intention forward into the rest of your week ahead. Really get this sense of pressing away from the earth and not sinking down between the shoulders. Just create some length in the neck and the spine. On your exhale, go ahead and lower all the way down, crossing your forearms and just resting your head. Allow the spine to rest. And when you're ready, you can roll over onto your back and find Shavasana once more. Another option is to also just come into that constructive rest pose. So if you're feeling any sensitivity in the lower back, you can just have the knees bent, they can fall in towards each other, whatever feels good here. And take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out through the mouth. And let the breath settle back into a natural rhythm. Begin to just let go of the physical practice, anything that did or didn't happen as expected today. Allow the body to relax and soften towards the earth, taking up some space, maybe letting your arms come to your sides, letting the feet fall open. And once again, just scanning through the body and just noticing the effects of your practice. Noticing the breath, noticing where you feel more open, more relaxed. Give yourself the gift of this moment to pause, to integrate all of the work that you've done today. There's nothing to fix, nothing to change, just rest. Begin to deepen your breathing. Create some gentle movement in the fingers and toes as you awaken into the space around you, the support beneath you. Take your time to come upright, just rolling to one side, slowly coming up. You can come into any comfortable seated position that works for you. On an inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale through heart center. And just a gentle bow in gratitude towards yourself for finding this time to come to your mat today, to just simply be where you are physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Grateful for bodies that move through this practice in any way whatsoever. Grateful for people to practice with and spaces to practice in together. As you head out into the rest of your week and carry this energy with you, may you embrace the wisdom of your human experience